Ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, you're watching yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977. It's time for WWE Evolve Event Center, where wrestling action involves the WWE ID prospects, the PC prospects, and indie wrestlers from all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, and here's the man to bring you the wrestling report and action from the WWE Evolve Event Center, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977, episode 2475 of the show. And this will be the WWE Evolve Event Center for August 20th, 2025. It is 10:15 p.m. at this time, also on the date of August 20th, 2025. As you know, technically this is like the last Evolve before Heatwave, because you never know who in Evolve could be involved in that. This is a very, I'll tell you one thing, a huge time. Pay-per-view weekend coming up, of course. You got NXT Heatwave, or WWE Heatwave happening, and also AEW Forbidden Door. We'll get more into that on the next episode for the AEW Dynamite. And that's right, it has to do with this young lady on my shirt there. Okay, but we're going to talk about WWE Evolve for just a second here. I hope you guys like the new thumbnails I'm having, and the new thumbnails will also be part of the new intro that I have for the Wrestling Event Centers so far. So I have yet to do the new version of SmackDown and possibly a PLE Event Center. Speaking of PLE Event Center, I'll report, since this is WWE, as you know, most of the majority of the PLEs will be moving to the main PLEs will be moving to ESPN on the ESPN stream come September 20th. The first one, the first PLE from ESPN under the ESPN banner will be WrestlePalooza in Indianapolis. I'm thinking now, Disney owns ABC on ESPN. You think about it. With ESPN, imagine the WWE superstars play pressure luck against each other for their favorite charities. Imagine some of these wrestlers trash talking the Whammy. I mean, the Miz looks like the Whammy. If you think about it, he looks like the love child found Marshall Bill and the Whammy. Why not? Miz can go up against his relatives on the show. And I can imagine Io Sky playing the game. She stops at the Whammy. She yells at the Whammies in Japanese. Like. You can look at Io. Io, this is supposed to be a family show. These Whammies, they suck. I know. Although the Whammies could have some relation with Kairi Sane, because she's a pirate. You know what pirates do? What do pirates do? Get treasure, rob buried, go for buried treasure or something like that. And why not? Who knows? And imagine. Kurt Angle plays the game, he hits the Whammy. You suck, you suck, you suck. I just did not realize this. Oh my goodness. Oh my god! Oh my god, that's funny. My goodness, that's funny. Oh my goodness. Okay. This guys figured all that out, man. Anyways, and we're gonna give a special Shenanigans shout out to my cousin Timothy Zimmerman. He recently got married. Congratulations to you, cuz. I'll tell you what. Have some fun in your marriage. And may it be a blessed one indeed. So, regrettably, I couldn't go to the wedding because it was all the way up in Maine. Money and everything else, plus my job. Yeah, it kind of stinks when you weren't able to be together with family and relatives. And I think we can thank our U.S. politicians for that, morons. I'm voting for Beavis and Butthead and Jar Jar Binks and the Three Stooges to run the White House. That's how I feel. In other words, politics, they ruin everything. That's why I will not talk politics on here. Because if people start talking punk, they'll go blah, 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 go, yeah. I'm talking wrestling. Shut up. All right. Oh, like if somebody says, well, what about the Republicans and Democrats? Here, pick out two. 1, 2. All right, you see that? There you go. Yeah, see that? Boom. Smack him on the side of the head. Little Mo Howard, the Three Stooges, man. Let's get going with this Evolve thing, okay? We got WWE Evolve. We got Evolve. You know, Evolve. We're doing Evolve. Shut up. Okay. I think that Honey Smack cereal must have done something to my brain. Anyways, I got a case of the giggles all of a sudden. I don't know why. It's almost 10:30 at night, and I'm having a case of the giggles. Anyways, the women's title eliminator match went down. Kylie Ray at this. Now, this was taped. You know, all these episodes were taped beforehand. They had a lot taped. Now, as you know, that Kylie Ray by now, she is the first ever WWE Women's ID champion. So she went one-on-one with Chantel Monroe in a matchup where it's a women's title eliminator match. And Chantel Monroe ended up winning the matchup. But Kiana Carver, speaking of IDs, Kiana Carver still wants to destroy ID prospects. Who's next on his list? I think he's still targeting Jackson Drake, who's an ID prospect. But he's also the current WWE Evolve champion. So, and meanwhile, the Vanity Project was watching all that. Jackson Drake is being paranoid about it. And then Zeta Steele was upset that she lost to Layla Diggs. And then blames Bryce Donovan. And then Bryce Donovan, because I know you're better than Layla Diggs. And then Swipe Bryce says, we got our tag match to worry about. And we better win this one. So, Stevie Turner talks to Callie Armstrong about, trying to find a next worthy contender for the WWE Women's Evolve Championship. And she, both Carmen Petrovich and Chantel Monroe had, won their matches. But then Nikita Lyons interrupts things. He goes, it says, when I come back, I might want to get a title, and Callie Armstrong says, bring it all you got, and so bring it on. So Stevie Turner came up with a solution for next week. It will be Callie Armstrong defending the Evolve Women's Championship against Chantel Monroe, Nikita Lyons, and Carmen Petrovich. That's right, Big Cat Kita along, and here's going to be interesting, the fact that Big Cat Kita, Carmen Petrovich, and the let's just say the seductress of the Xing Xing Squad herself, Carmen Petrovich. Yes, she is cute. So is Nikita Lyons. Both of them are well versed in the martial arts. That's going to be a huge detriment to Callie Armstrong. She better bring her power and all they got. Because sometimes martial artists are the smartest fighters ever. So you're gonna have to watch out. And another thing too, that Callie Armstrong will not be involved. Doesn't have to be involved for the pinfall to lose her title. So if I were Callie Armstrong, I better start breaking up pins and all that. So learn quickly. So the tag team matchup is a WWE ID showcase matchup, as I like to call it, in the tag team variety. Marcus Mathers teamed up with the very eccentric Aaron Rourke. Yeah, that's a very eccentric, very unique individual, against Swipe Right, Brad Baylor, and Ricky Smokes. And then finally, Bryce Donovan made himself useful for the Vanity Project. Gets involved, hitting Aaron Rourke, knocking Aaron Rourke got knocked out, and then Marcus Mathers gets hit, and then Swipe Right finished him off. Swipe Right picks up the victory. But do they have what it takes to be tag team champions one day? Who knows? Meanwhile, It's Gall and Jamar Hampton work out in the gym, and they're working together. Are they going to operate as a tag team? Who knows? And Kendall Gray addresses Wendy Chu, and looks like Kendall Gray's issued a challenge to Wendy Chu to a one-on-one matchup. That's happening next week as well. Meanwhile, Jax Presley and Harley Riggins addresses Adrenaline Drip. It looks like they're talking a little bit of smack against Adrenaline Drip. Then the main event matchup, Super Sean Legacy, another ID prospect, went up against Ridge Holland. Holland won the matchup, but then when Sean Legacy went to the back, Ice Williams confronts him, starts dissing him, and the two start arguing back and forth after pushing and shoving, and the officials had to separate those two individuals, and that match could be very interesting. See what happens. So, as you know, the main event next week will be the Evolve Women's Championship matchup. Callie Armstrong will defend it against Chantal Monroe, Carmen Petrovich, and Big Cat Keita herself, the gorgeous Nikita Lyons. So, that's it for today's episode of the show. But we're not done yet, because the next episode, we're going to talk an AEW Dynamite Collision. Just AEW Dynamite, excuse me. The final Dynamite before the Forbidden Door happening this Sunday afternoon here in the States at 2. But it's nighttime over there in London, jolly old London, England. So, I will see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful, blessed day. And until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and Do It for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.